What? I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
And he's staring at you. That's the best part.
Yeah, bro.
Right at you.
No, the
through me, bro.
No, the classic cuss is you have a whole spiel and he says no, without listening. No.
That's so true.
I know it's
It's so funny.
frustrating.
What up? PFC 173, we in here.
Yo.
As promised, a little fantasy discussion for you guys in the league. If you're not in the league, you're an absolute maniac.
Amateurs.
Easiest way to keep up with this league, the EPL, is to join a fantasy league. And for your convenience, we set up a league. Go to premierleague.com, set up your team, and then search PodcastFCshow to find us and join.
Or fantasy.premierleague.com.
Yes, my bad. That's the one. So if you don't know where to join,
League code.
go to our Facebook. There's league codes in there. Tell me you want to give them the league code. You don't want to give them the league code.
Nope.
So why'd you bring up the league code?
I thought you were gonna. I
Thanks
wanted
for
to
the
say
help,
league.
bro.
I just wanted to say
You
league.
just wanted to
League
code.
The
The league.
There's a bunch of numbers. I know that.
But yes, as for you guys who are already in the fantasy league, get ready to get worked, handled. You know what? I was gonna say something else, but we'll keep it PG-ish.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You got the league code? I think I got it.
families
I got it right here.
Go ahead, Huss. Give them the league code. So go to fantasy.premierleague.com, set up your team, and then enter this league code.
And it's not the fantasy draft. It's the regular fantasy, and the league code is 505259176295. Lots of numbers. I'll read that one more time. 505259176295.
And if you didn't catch that, just hit the fucking pause button and rewind this
Get your
thing.
pad and
The
pencil
Rewind,
out.
rewind.
The minus 15.
Yeah,
I like that.
Back
little
15
feature.
or forward 15. I love that thing, man. Fast forward 15 seconds.
That's all
Cool,
you need.
man.
That's all you need.
That's cool. So
That's what she said.
this week, the fixtures. Let's go over what's a good matchup, what's a bad matchup. The favorable matchups. First off, Arsenal, Leicester. I think Arsenal is going to handle Leicester. I know that they have some backline issues, but I still think that because Iheanacho's coming in, I'm not sure if he's going to play. Is Vardy what he's supposed to be? Is Drinkwater leaving for Chelsea? We don't know what's going on. And we saw them start out last year horrible. True, it was with Ranieri. They have Shakespeare. They seem to like him more, but we don't know with Leicester. Brighton versus Manchester City. City is away, but it's a new promoted team against maybe the most powerful team in the league at the moment. Chelsea is home against Burnley. I know Burnley, we just talked about at another episode how Burnley lost Gray.
Yep.
So that's
Watford.
And then he was the guy
And
week in, week
Michael
out.
Keane also.
Yep.
And Michael Keane, that's correct, yeah. So Chelsea, I think that could get
That could be
out
a
of
walk
hand.
in the park.
That could be a
That
could be a
5,
4.
6.
Yeah.
Welcome to the league.
I mean, it doesn't have Hazard, but I mean, you don't.
You got
They have Willian and Pedro.
You got Morata, who will probably start because Batshuayi wasn't a good showing for the Community Shield. Yeah, man, Chelsea looks primed. If you can, guys, I would possibly max on Chelsea players this week, offensive players, maybe even defensive, because I don't see Burnley scoring a goal.
Yeah, after
past that
losing
back
Andre
line.
Gray too. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
were saying.
so you might want to
Vokes,
go.
though. Watch out for Vokes, man.
Yeah, Vokes
This
can make
guy.
a little noise. He can ruin a clean sheet, but I would go with maybe 2 Chelsea midfielders and a forward.
And reading this right here, I'm not sure what I was thinking. I think I was maybe even just hanging out with the Issa boys.
You're high, man.
Where I said Crystal Palace versus Huddersfield, as in Crystal Palace is going to have an easy day. It's a newly promoted team. Crystal Palace,
You're saying they're not gonna have an easy day?
I don't know now.
Maybe gangbusters, bro.
For fantasy-wise, I don't know.
Absolute
But
gangbusters. Welcome to the league.
I
6
think I might
goals up
also
your ass.
I might have also done that because I have Zaha in my team going on right now.
Low
So
bias.
maybe.
Look, if
But-
you don't, if guys, I mean, we'll get into the players, but Zaha is a guy who should be on your watch list, if not already on your team. His production has gone up. He's a guaranteed starter. He's the first name on the team sheet every week. He's a guy you should seriously consider, and he's a midfielder, so his goals are worth more than a forward.
I think everyone has Zaha on their team
They should.
here, like, as far as the PFC group.
I think I'm switching him out. I think I'm switching him and
Just had to be different.
maybe no. I think there's a couple other people that I'm looking at right now where I'm going to switch out a couple midfielders and go for a high-low rather than having 2
Oh, yeah?
mediums.
Why don't you tell us who? I'm just kidding.
All right,
Cool.
I might be
What's up?
switching out. I might be switching out.
Just kidding.
No, before
To be
hold on,
determined.
before we leave Zaha, man, I say if you're asking me, Alstradamus, you keep Zaha for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, because then they play they play Liverpool in that stretch, second game. But after that, there's a pretty decent 6 games. Then they play City, United,
What are
and
the
Chelsea.
decent 6 games?
First game Huddersfield,
Yep.
smoke show.
Yep.
Liverpool away, smoke show. Swansea home, Burnley away, Southampton home.
Dude,
Those
that's
are
a
all
friendly schedule.
manageable games. You keep Willie for the first few weeks,
Yeah.
first month and a half. Then you get City, United, Chelsea in a row. You sell them. You
Yeah.
know? Ride that wave
I dig that.
before it gets too expensive.
Other favorable matchups, Bussington.
We got United versus West Ham. I know West Ham just got a bunch of new signings, including Joey Hart, but United is looking filthy with Lukaku up top. I think that's going to be my golden boot. I think that's the guy that's going to be getting close to 30 goals this year.
And the West Ham defense was suspect last year. It's not really, quote-unquote, their fault. They just had a gang of injuries. They brought in Font in January
Not enough
to try to
investment
shore
either,
up
though.
that back line, but then he had guys like Kuyata next to him. Ogbonna was in and out of the squad.
Can't trust them.
Yeah, so that defense against the powerful United offense at home. Look, this is, for me, is going to set the pace for the season. This is the last game of the weekend of match day 1. And if Arsenal took care of business, City, all the top 6 teams took care of business, and United chokes, I think just that shot in confidence doesn't mean the season's over or anything, but it's going to be a rough start. Kind of like Chelsea rough started last year until, Conte got his tactics right. It's very important that United get off on the right foot, score lots of goals. Doesn't have to be 5 or 6-0, but a solid 2-3-0 in control of the game kind of win will get this team going.
Okay, so the next one is Newcastle versus Spurs.
Thinking.
Should have jumped in.
I know.
Spurs away, but again, I think Spurs just have too much for Newcastle. Then the last game for favorable is Southampton versus Swansea. I think Southampton, they have the weapons to win 2-0
That's the
against
last.
Swansea.
That's the last favorable.
That's the last favorable.
You're saying City, Brighton.
Yeah, I said.
You started.
Yeah, I
with
said
that one?
Brighton.
All right.
So that was my second one. Brighton.
How
versus
is
City.
Gabby Jesus worth 10.5?
Because of the run he hit.
10.5.
Man, that's the
He-
thing
That's
I talk about.
that's straight
Like,
gas, man. That's bullshit.
He
so
came into the
high.
league last year at 9.5, but he scored.
No, he
Around
came in at
7.
7.
Oh, did he? Oh, then he jumped up.
to 7.5.
He jumped up to 8.5.
Oh, was it 8.5?
Yeah, he was up there towards the end.
That's
Was
such
he
gas,
around
man.
8?
Like,
I think he kissed 8. I think he was 7, jumped to 7.5, got hurt,
yeah, it was 10.5.
and then came back, made a little bit of noise.
I mean,
jumped
my
to 8.
bread, actually.
If
I
he
don't think it was
plays,
more than 8.
if he plays every single game, I had him actually in my starting 11 because if he plays every single week,
He's outrageous.
he's going to be a great buy for 10.5.
But also with City,
I think. Go ahead, sorry.
with City players, man, it's like the midfield, especially like Leroy Sané. Like he plays, sometimes he doesn't. I always seem to have him when he doesn't play. And I'm on my team right now. I just picked him up, and I might get rid of him. He's 8.5. That's a big Big price.
Yeah.
Mane's the same price, but Mane's
a
9.
For a
Is
guy
it
who might not
9.5?
play every
Yeah.
game, 8.5 is a lot. Unless you know that you get picking him up just for that weekend, you know he's a lock to start.
But nobody else
8.5
is
a lot.
affordable. Kevin De Bruyne, 10. That's investment right there.
Gotta
With-
make some
with
moves. You gotta
Kevin-
get Wayne Rooney out of that damn team. That's what you gotta do.
I don't know, man. I might
How much
pick
is
up
Wayno?
Wayno's 7.5.
Nah, that's fine, dude.
Make some moves.
7.5 is fine.
My
7.5
bread and
for a
butter is
forward-
Lukaku and Kane.
Yeah, exactly. 7.5 is the plug. You save that money for your midfielder.
Yeah, you're trying to get De Bruyne up, and you're trying to get the top assist leader from
can
last
get-
year
You can get
in
the
your team. You have the top goal scorer in Harry Kane.
Yep.
Everyone should have the
Who's De
top
Bruyne?
assist. Now, I don't think De Bruyne's gonna pull a Ozil and disappear after leading the league in assists because of the reinforcements they've brought in.
Yeah.
So for me, if you don't have KDB in your team, if you don't have Kane in your team, you're just not paying attention to the stats.
But I think also I 100% agree, and fact of life, I have both those players.
You must.
But I think you can still squeeze in Rooney because I have Chicharito and I have Kane, De Bruyne, and Lukaku at $7. So at 7.5, you just have to shift your midfield a bit. Maybe sell 2 players to bring in De Bruyne and then a weaker other guy. But you can definitely have Rooney and De Bruyne on the same team.
Nah, dude, Rooney's
You
done.
just hate on Rooney.
Rooney's done.
Rooney
Dude.
might
Alright,
be
so-
revitalized.
Let's
That's
get
what
into
I'm waiting for,
unfavorable
man.
real quick.
Player to watch. We
Let-
said in the last episode, man. I have him player to watch because I mean this is
Dig it out.
if he
Keep
can't
the faith,
if
dude.
he can't fucking make it this year, all right, I'll ease up off him.
Yeah.
But I still respect the guy.
It's
you can
a-
hate him, you can love him.
yeah.
I don't care. But as a quality wise, I mean, if he can't prove it at Everton, where he's going to be much more slower pace, I think United was
smaller stage.
United was just too high a caliber, and he didn't have the United caliber anymore.
Yeah, and his shadow
wasn't
was
at that
too
level.
big.
Yeah,
He was
and the
overcast.
shadow-
by
While
his
we're
shadow.
talking about Everton, let's get into the unfavorable matchups. We have Everton versus Stoke, Bournemouth versus West
unfavorable?
Brom. Yes, it's unfavorable. Bournemouth versus West Brom and Liverpool versus Watford.
Why is Everton unfavorable?
I believe Stoke is a hard team to play against, especially in the first couple weeks of the year.
Maybe away. I mean,
No.
History can only serve you so far.
No,
Ask Arsenal about that.
I don't expect Stoke to score many goals, but I could see them playing a tough matchup.
Sneaky.
And this could be a 1-0 game, Everton.
Yeah, or a draw.
This could be a draw.
That's a
Heck,
tough
it might
matchup.
be 0-0, and Stoke might get the 80th minute goal to go 1-0.
Would you take Michael Keane on your fantasy squad? 5.5.
At
Everton,
5.5
no,
for
I would
me.
not, because
But dude, the lowest you can get is 4
because
for defenders. That's as low as the 4 guys
I
don't
didn't say
play.
forever, because the first 5 matchups is
Forever.
Stoke.
Forever.
Forever. Okay. All right. Well, the first 5
Shout out to the
matchups
Sandlot.
for Everton is Stoke, City, Chelsea, Spurs, United.
Oh, jeez, that's a tough run.
I would say
That's
stay
a
away from
tough-ass run. Anyone in
all.
Everton.
Stay away from everyone.
Fuck, I might
Everton.
drop Rooney then. I might jump for the. There we go. Rooney's out.
God,
Gotta
I can't-
go.
I
I
cannot
gotta keep him.
I can't believe I'm helping you again. Okay, so then after that they have Bournemouth, Burnley, Brighton, Arsenal, Leicester. So they have one one really difficult with Arsenal, and then the other ones are obviously going to be difficult, but
That's
not
tough,
as
man.
bad.
What
but
can
that's
Rooney
6
do
through
against
10.
the might of those clubs? I
Nothing.
mean, besides free kicks and stuff. That's
Get-
tough.
Eat
Do I keep
Danishes.
him?
See, man.
Do I
That's the
keep him?
gamble.
Go get
That's the
drunk at
gamble.
weddings. So
Watch him score a banger.
It was actually a reception.
Watch him score absolute classic Rooney banger from
Dude,
30.
it might happen. You saw him score in that preseason shorts preseason, but he looks a lot more himself, his old self.
He looks in shape.
Like Al was saying, that the pressure of Old Trafford is gone. Now he can just focus on his abilities and just play the game. You know, he's got Koeman, a guy who's basically going to give him the reins and basically say, lead this team to the next level. Bolassi's coming back. Everton might make a little bit of noise, man. Bolasie, when he comes back, by the way, guys, get your freaking mouses ready to click on that name.
Bro, I'm
6.5. That's a relative bargain.
6.5 to have him down to?
Yep.
That's easy.
Because he didn't
guys.
play. He hasn't played the last 2 years practically.
No, he played the last 2. He
No,
didn't
but
play
he's
the
been
last
in
one
the
year.
last 2 years at Palace. He missed half the year, and then last year he missed half the year. He's played
Yeah.
one season over the last 2 years.
that's a decent buy, but he will. It's tough because Bolasie, I'm not sure if he's going to get you those goals. I mean, he'll get assists.
He'll get you the assist to Rooney, assist to Sandro, and he can take people on. Dude, him and Zaha was so noisy when they were together, dude.
Yeah, man.
They were so noisy. He was actually going to pop. He popped, actually. That's why he left Crystal Palace.
Popped his leg?
Because he popped over his
Popped his muscle.
That's so
Oh,
mean.
it's me.
That's so
Damn
mean.
shame.
Bolasie does nothing but try, man.
Yeah, I love Bolasie.
Anthony
Scoop-
Martial.
Scoop the ground. Scoop the ground. Touch the grass.
Anthony Martial costs way too much. I think they should have given us a bargain here.
How much is he?
He's 8 right now, 8 mil. I think he should have went down to 6.5, something like that. Maybe a 7.
You're asking for a
All right, maybe
freebie?
Martial for
Maybe 7.
he should
Yeah.
be 8 at lowest.
Yeah, I think 8 is fair, bro.
Look, I'm not talking about his talent, right? Because we just acknowledged that Bolasie was out for a while. Very talented player, quality guy, but he really wasn't playing that
I'll put it
much.
this way: you shouldn't even be thinking about this. If you're picking up Martial, you have lost the plot.
I just wanted to
last-
get a bargain.
No,
I
but
just wanted to get a
even
bargain.
so, a bargain that gets you nothing is still nothing. I'd rather get someone that's a little bit more expensive, or even a little bit cheaper. That will still get me 2 to 4 points. He's not going to play week in, week out. So you should keep your hands off Martial
That's why
altogether.
I said 6.5.
You shouldn't have him at 6.5. You shouldn't have him at. You shouldn't just
No,
have.
that could just be a nice little sleeper pickup.
You shouldn't have it at 5.5.
If he catches fire, because what are we all saying? This is the defining season for Martial, right? So if he gets his
At
chance and he
United.
takes advantage of it at United, if
If-
he gets a chance, takes advantage of it.
If
dude,
Martial's
that'd be a nice
5.5, I still don't pick him up until he starts looking like he's going to play every week.
Dude, if
Wasn't
he's
talking about you,
5.5, I'm picking him up and sitting him on the
That's
bench.
what
Well,
I'm
okay,
saying.
no, yeah, that's true. Maybe
Yeah,
That's what
maybe
I'm
that,
saying.
He's
but
so
if-
cheap.
but at 6.5, that's still a little bit too much for
think
me.
eight-
I'd
I
wish
think
they'd give
8
us
is fair.
bargains because
No, if
8 is
you-
way too expensive to purchase. It just doesn't make sense. His
No.
talent demands 8 at the
But
least.
that's what
but
they base it on, man. That's what they
That
base
is.
it on, because if you base it on numbers, then Aguero should be like $7. You know what I mean? This year, you didn't have a good year last year.
Yeah, but he got goals. He's
But
If
not.
he
He
got
shouldn't be.
goals, man.
He shouldn't be more expensive than Lukaku.
I think it's
Aguero.
both.
But
is
if
what
we-
it is.
Aguero shouldn't be more expensive than Lukaku.
If we do want to
I
talk
think
about
it's both talent and
See, yeah.
Well, if we do want to talk about expensive, let's just talk about all the defenders as a whole. 7.
Yeah, they're all
6.5.
Yeah.
6.5. 6. This is everyone.
Sorry, real quick, but Schreier is 8.5, bro. He's 0.5 more than Martial.
I'll put it this way.
Bro,
Coleman from Everton is 6.5.
Give us some.
What?
Give us some bargains.
Hold on. What are
Give
you
us
trying to
some
say about
bargains.
Seamus Coleman?
Yeah, that's.
He didn't play half the year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But the year before, man, I think it's
He's
going
a-
off pedigree.
He has the
That's what it
second
is.
highest. I mean, you're telling me that
He's in the same neighborhood
Coleman should be-
as Osby.
Coleman should be
Cahill.
more than Koscielny?
You know
Should
why?
be more
Hold
than
on, hold on.
Bellerin.
Let me check his stats.
He
real
should be
quick.
more than David Louis.
Once again, guys,
Baines?
Huss. Once again, it's not all about playing time, right?
Yeah.
We just came to the conclusion it's
Look
about
at-
what you've
It's
done in the
reputation.
past. He
Last
went
season,
off.
4 goals, 4 assists as a defender with 10 clean sheets.
He went
That
off,
gets you lots of
and then
points,
he got
man.
injured.
But
That's
when's-
what it is. It's
But
both.
when is he coming back? How is he going to be?
Hussey,
I mean, that's
doesn't
way
factor
too high.
in.
He
It's
should
about
not have the
this is why-
second
it's the
highest
fact that
price.
It's the
So
fact
we-
that a defender had 4 goals and 4 goals is crazy for a defender in any season.
No, I fully understand that.
And that's the only reason why he's worth so much.
This is
Yeah.
why
He's
I
a
called
goal
this-
scoring fullback.
Called for more bargains. This is all I'm calling for. Give us some more bargains. But Schweiz should not be 8.5.
I like
That's
that
where
there's
Come
no.
on, man.
I like that there's no bargains because it forces you to bend over backwards to make the team work, man. If there were
I
bargains,
don't
it'd
like
be
bending
easy.
over, man.
I'll put it this way.
I've heard otherwise.
I'll put it this way. Point
Sources?
It's too late.
Cite your
Sources?
sources.
Bang,
No,
bang.
no, no.
Already
Cite your
happened. I
sources.
drove by,
No
bro.
sources.
on Seamus Coleman.
No sources.
On Seamus Coleman, 0.3% of teams in the whole game own Seamus Coleman.
Because he's hurt.
No, why do you own him?
Oh, 0.3?
Yeah, 0.3% of the entire game.
Because they don't
it's a
follow
gamble,
the
man.
game.
That's not a gamble.
No, dude, there's
That's
some
a losing
Irish
gamble.
kid
Dude, it
out
could be
there
a
who's
gamble.
like, well, my name's Seamus too, and I'm picking him up.
All right.
That's what it is.
I got you on that.
0.3.
I love that.
So should we start at goalkeepers?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to give you the spine of each of our teams. We're going to mention a goalkeeper that we have on our team, a center back, a midfielder, and a forward. Now, disclaimer, these guys may change. They're currently on our teams. 1, they might not be the best player in that position. And 2, they might not be in the team a couple days from now. So just a little disclaimer for you guys. We'll start with Bussington. Who's your goalkeeper on your team, bro?
Also, one more quick note.
Sure.
After we go through that, I'm going to go through what is fantasy talk because we're almost transforming the fantasy
What
talk
is
into.
fantasy
Well,
talk?
from the blog post I was doing last year, last season.
That was a
It's-
nice transition.
Yeah, it's more of that.
Set you up for an alley-oop.
yeah,
you took
man.
it and you threw it out of bounds.
No.
So
We could've-
he
you
laid
could've
it
said that
across
at the
the
end.
6 for
Yeah.
you. You turned around, you dribbled back, and you scored an own
No,
goal.
because after
he
you-
pulled an Igor, he missed from 2 yards out.
No.
What up, E?
No,
Shout out, E.
wowzers. All right, fine. Let's just get
Wowzers.
into it. But
Wowzers.
I'm going with Foster, West Brom.
Ben Foster. That's a solid one.
Benjamin.
How much is he?
He's 4.5.
Do it, guys.
He's one of the bargains. There's one more bargain that I have in my team right now that some of you that are watching can probably see. But
I'm not gonna copy your team. Don't worry. After last season, I'm not afraid of you. You finished above me because I didn't try half the season. I'm coming for the
oh
ass
my
this year.
god,
Coming for that.
Because I didn't try. Yeah, you know how many things that I missed out on by accident?
Hey, Huss.
I was
That's
too
why I'm
drunk,
gonna be
guys.
here.
I forgot to do
Exactly.
I was
That's why I'm gonna
sucked
be
in
here.
too late. Blah blah blah.
Because
That
Huss
was
stepped
the
on
only
his own
alcohol.
dick
That was only like 3
Lay
or 4
off the
times.
sauce, bro. Lay off the sauce. Yeah, it cost you the title in the end, didn't it?
For
That,
goalkeepers.
that was the old phone.
But Hussey, oh wait, going off Ben Foster, man, that's fucking risky as hell, man. West Brom is gonna suck this season. Last year was a fucking Indian summer, not to be racist or anything.
That's so racist.
Yeah, whatever.
Just kidding.
But
4.5 is a good buy.
yeah, but he's gonna leak goals, man. You want someone who's gonna at least get clean sheets, 2 times a month.
That's why you have 2 goalies. You can intertwine them.
Who's the other goalie?
I don't want to tell you.
Ah, you see.
Yeah.
Dude, for goalie for me, I got Asmir Begovic, another 4.5, playing for Bournemouth. They got Ake, might make a little bit of noise defensively. I'm not expecting a lot. Honestly, my system, man, we spend our money in the front, then in the middle, and then whatever scraps we
Expose
have,
the
we
bag.
spend them in the back. Dude. With goals, we're all out attack, Real Madrid style. Let's get it.
Especially for week 1, Thibaut Courtois. I think
Spend some money in the back.
5.5.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm considering getting Eder. Is it Ederson
Eduardo.
for the Manchester City?
Man City.
Yeah, goalkeeper. Considering doing that, but for now, Courtois is a safe bet with that back line.
Al.
I have David De Gea. Based on the fact that I think he's going to get a lot of clean sheets this year and get those points, 6, 7 points consistently. But as it stands now, I have him in my team. I think by the end of this conversation, he's gonna be out of the team because I can pick up $1 on him.
Yeah, dude.
By going for someone 4.5.
Get a midfielder who'll get you a goal every other game.
Yeah. So I have De Gea. I think if you have De Gea, it's a smart move.
It is.
But I might have to shift him around just for that. It's so expensive.
It's Big Stu. By the way, this is why goalies don't matter. Best goalie in the
my
league.
God.
Is a 5.5. They have defenders in there at 6.5, 7 with Marcus Alonso. The best goalie is 5.5. Come on, guys.
They get points though. So as in fantasy talk, we get the buy, keep, sell, and risk, and we also because it's the first episode of the season.
Mate, we're going defenders, right? Spine.
Yeah, but he's getting into the defenders.
Oh,
now,
my bad.
yeah.
I thought you were.
No, I thought we were going goalkeeper, then defenders,
100%.
and then
My bad.
So with the goalkeepers, I also have stuff to keep your eyes on, people to keep your eyes on because of the first episode of the season. So buy Foster 4.5. It's because West Brom is taking on Bournemouth, Burnley, Stoke, Brighton, West Ham. That's 5 good matchups straight away in the season. Then we have a keeper, which is Heaton. Burnley's going after
Heaton
Chelsea,
took care of me.
West Brom, Spurs, Palace, Liverpool, Huddersfield. They go in every other game. So he's a good backup at 4.5 or 5. He's a good goalie to have to intertwine with maybe a Foster or I don't want to get into him yet. So the sell is Bravo 5.0 against Brighton, but you never know what Bravo's going to do. You never know if he's going to play. He might be out of a job.
You never know with Bravo.
So I wouldn't risk anything on him. The risk, Joey Hart 4.5, West Ham United.
I like that price.
But I don't like him just yet because of taking on United away.
But look at the
Then
rest
they go
of,
in
look at the rest of his
Southampton
games.
away. But then you get into Newcastle, Huddersfield, West Brom. And then you have Spurs. But then you have Swansea, Burnley, Brighton, I mean, this West Ham has a good lineup if you take away 2 or 3 of those games. To keep your eye on, we got Begovic, 4.5.
You're welcome.
Fabianski at 4.5. Pickford at 5.
If Pickford was 4.5, I would have picked him up.
Oh, same here.
If
But
Pickford wasn't playing some beasts
But-
after the second and
Sure.
third week.
Sure.
I'd
well,
pick
that's
Pickford.
the big thing. I'm thinking
matchup.
Pickford, week 6 against Bournemouth, Burnley, Brighton, Arsenal, Leicester, that whole thing. I'm thinking week 6, I pick up Pickford.
What are his
And
first
then-
5? Pickford.
Pickford.
Just to let the people know.
We talked about with Rooney, with Stoke, City, Chelsea, Spurs, United.
That's awful.
So that's the
Oh,
that
that's
you
rough.
cannot.
Stay
If you
away
do,
from
it's-
Everton, guys. After that first game, dump your Everton player. So make sure you have no more than 1 Everton player, or else dumping them will cost you money. Unless
Actually,
you bench him.
I have someone here, but I'm going to delete him. I don't want him anymore.
Oh, Pantilimon got erased. He got the last minute kibosh.
Holy robot.
Oh man, I was gonna
That's
have
fine,
him,
he's
but
garbage.
then we have Carl Darrow at 4.5. I think Begovic
What
and
club?
Newcastle.
Nice.
He's gonna be playing over Elliott, or at least he did last year. At 4.5, we got Foster, Hart, Begovic. I think there's better options, but you never know what Newcastle's gonna do because Newcastle, they start out with Spurs, but then they get into Huddersfield, West Ham, Swansea, Stoke, Brighton. So I mean, they do have a good 5 matchups after the Spurs.
All right, so defenders we'll get into. I got my boy Cedric from Southampton. At $5, he's my most expensive defender. He might get an axe. I usually don't spend more than 4.5. Once you get into the 4.0 territory, you're basically just getting a plug. 4.5 is where I like to live. A guy who'll play 90. Ward was that guy for me last year. I think I jumped in on the Macaulay train nice and early, got him at 4.5. He was 5 or 5.5 by the time the season was done. So I like to gamble on these projects, jump in at 4.5. If they suck, you just dump them from another 4.5, or, then all of a sudden, before you know it, you got a guy who's increasing in value from the 4.5 position. So Cedric for me, Southampton is my defender.
I got a Spurs bastard. Kevin Vimmer.
He's so fraudulent. Have you watched him lately?
Nope.
Oh, dump him, bro.
Dump him. Well,
Look,
he's hovering
Theo
around
Horner-
Just dump
4.5. Danny Rose still coming back. No Kyle Walker. What's his name? Your boy Trippier. Injury. So I think he's gonna play.
Okay.
That's why I have him. I have him in the
Cool.
play, and I think that with Vertonghen and Toby there, I think they'll be able to hold it down
Cool.
and earn a clean sheet. So for me, he's a sneaky guy. They play Newcastle away. I mean, come on. Like, I'm expecting a clean sheet here. Kevin Vimmer, I think, is a sneaky guy at 4.5.
Albert.
I went big. As Tiki said about his philosophy between the back line, I have the opposing philosophy.
Cool.
I believe in investing in my back line. Protect that goalie.
Defense wins championships.
So, without further ado, my defender is Eric Bye.
Ooh, good one, bro.
My boy, United. Since I last spoke, I have gotten rid of De Gea. So,
3 minutes ago.
I had the De Gea by tandem. So that was 12 points right there.
And
with
that's
a clean sheet. That's 12 points.
And on a side note, that's a big risk, guys. When you pick up a goalie and a defender, there's a big upside to it. Like Al's saying, you get 2 clean sheets, or 1 goal, you lose out on 2 clean sheets right away. So that's the other side.
But Eric Bye, he's going to start almost every game that he's not suspended for, and he's a beast. Just need to start scoring goals.
Love it.
So the player that finished 14th overall last year in points for defenders.
All right, how's with
And
the
he
stats? Love it.
Lovely.
I know I forgot to say how Heaton was number 1 goalie last year in points.
That was my boy, dude. 4.5. Rode him all the way.
But Bertrand, there's only 2 players that have less than him, and that's McCauley and Daniels. I got Bertrand at 5.5, Southampton, because if you look at this schedule, starting out, they have Swansea at home, West Ham at home. Then you got Huddersfield away, Watford at home, Palace away. And then you get into United, but then you have Stoke, Newcastle, West Brom, Brighton. I mean, that right there, out of those 10 games, you look at United, cool, you throw that one away. 9 matches where Southampton has a legit shot going 9-1.
Or 8-1 or something.
Or 8-2. Or
Niner.
8-2 or something.
Cool.
It's just it's ridiculous what they can do.
Cool. Let's get into your defenders to keep an eye on.
So, this is, as we talked about before, because defenders are so expensive, the average seems to be around 5.5, 6 range. So last year where you could get a decent defender at 5, now it's 5.5 or maybe 6. So it has jumped up a lot. Cool. So I have my buy at Ryan Bertrand. So I'm sticking with that. And then Charlie Daniels for a keep because he's 5. Because the last 2 years, he seems to just do it. I mean, he just got points.
Hey, Huss, not to jump in your way,
Yeah,
but just for the people, just mention the price and the club they play for so they can find them a
Oh,
little bit
okay.
easier.
So Ryan Bertrand. Actually, he went up. Ryan Bertrand. I had 5.
Bro,
Maybe went up.
A couple people went up.
Yeah.
Ander Herrera was a steal at 5. I should have kept him. He jumped up to 5.5.
Yeah, man. So
His-
right before the season starts, they do an assessment, who's had a good preseason, who's
bullshit.
who's fit.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Dude,
such
it's
bullshit.
life, man. It's the
ruining
stock
it.
market,
Dude, they're only going to go. No one's really going to go down. People are just going to go up.
I did this
Yeah,
like 30
so
hours
make it
ago.
pick
Horse
up
shit,
right.
dude.
It
That's
makes it hard,
bullshit.
dude.
That's what I'm saying. Give us a bargain over here, man. Ander at 5.
What is this?
that
Everyone
was
gets
the
a
tits.
trophy? What
Yes.
are you guys doing?
Oh,
What
it's
world
all,
are
it's
you
all
from?
gone
No,
tits
it just throwing me off a little because I did
Always wanted to
this
say that.
2 nights ago.
That's fine, dude.
No, I
Look,
just
people will look it up. If under happens, if Hussey quotes a price and it happens to be higher or lower, just
change it.
deal with it, man.
I just don't like the fact that I'm wrong with that price right now. My bad, guys.
You're
So
You're always wrong.
Bertrand, he's with Southampton. They're going against Swansea, but he is 5.5. Charlie Daniels, he's with Bournemouth at 5, but who knows what he is now? No, he's 5. I checked it. But again, with Bournemouth, they have some good. I mean, West Brom away, Watford home, but then there's City and Arsenal, so I get away. But then you can stick with him with Brighton after that. So there's some good games for him.
Yep.
And then you get Sell, Victor Moses, 6.5. Not for me. Even if he wasn't suspended the first match, I wouldn't pick him up because that's way too much for Victor Moses. He scores. You remember his goals because he scores so few.
Yeah, and
Good point, Huss.
I don't think Moses should be 0.5 cheaper than Alonso. I think Moses would be fine at 6.
Even 5.5.
Based on
Saying,
numbers.
give me the damn bargains,
But
man.
but the
Oh,
one
bro.
one thing that you do have with him is that he does go forward
Yep.
and he is still listed as a defender. So that's
Yep.
the one
So
good
the goals he
takeaway.
gets are
That's the
max.
sneaky thing, right? We need another, was it Ryan
Alexis
King?
Sanchez, dude.
Who's like, he's a
He was-
midfielder by...
But
But
listed
yeah.
him at forward last year, so
They
his
played
goals,
forward.
his values were so high. So he
For me,
gets
it was-
6 points for a goal versus the 4 he deserved. It's 2 points bonus every time he scores.
Ryan King
Like-
was the same, dude.
Was he?
Midfield.
Oh yeah, that's
last
right.
year.
But he was playing
really
forward
center
in real
forward.
life. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Antonio
I
was...
definitely.
That's-
No,
that's
not
somebody
Ryan
that
King.
has a
No,
right
Josh
as a
King.
defender,
You talking about
right
Josh
there?
King?
Josh King, not
Yeah.
Ryan King. That's one of my friends from
But
college,
Ryan
for
Fraser is the other one on this team.
sure. Yeah, not the
Both
little guy.
both from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I had them
King.
both.
Yeah. Huh, no one asked you.
Oh, whatever. So let's get into risk for defenders.
Let's get
Gareth
it.
McCauley.
The legend, the oldest defender
Oh
in
my!
the league.
What is
Let's
he?
get it.
38 now. My God, is he
Still
gonna
doing
do what he did last year? We don't know. But at 5,
I can tell
I
you.
can't hate anyone for picking him up.
No.
But to
It's a
keep
worthy
it,
risk.
oh yeah, for 5, why not? Because right now, as I said, everyone's at 5.5 or higher. It seems.
Although that West Brom team is going to be weak as shit this year without Fletcher.
It's gonna be weird to see it because he's the general,
Yes.
and Poulis, because behind the badge, Poulis actually was talking about Fletcher, and he was saying how much he liked Fletcher and how much he threw the responsibility on him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they sold him. You didn't get that much money for him.
Yeah.
And if anything, you lost more money than you're going to get from him because from dropping down 2 or 3 spots in the table, you lose that prize money.
It was just United hooking up United, man.
I guess.
It was Poulis hooking up Mark Hughes. I love it.
Yeah, whatever.
Just want to drop a guy who's on the All PFC name team, Angel Rangel.
Oh, greatest name ever.
Angel Rangel.
I have
He's
him
back.
I have him as a plug in my team.
I think everyone.
He's a 4.0
I got
plug.
him too.
I have him also.
But I think he's actually going to play. He's one of those plugs who actually.
He didn't play a lot last season.
No,
though.
he didn't.
I think he might get a little bit of a chance to
But
play.
he
at
might.
Swansea.
These are the defenders you need to keep your eye on. The pairing at West Ham, Reed and Font, both at 5. Because if they actually start to have communication between them and they start working with their system, and with Joey Hart behind them, and with all the
sneak some clean sheets.
you can, and with Cresswell there every match, and then if they just don't have Koyate playing every position in back,
Right.
and they actually get a right back, and they have Antonio dropping back, they can have a legitimate defense with a legitimate goalie behind them, and with Noble in front of them who's willing to take the ball a shot in the face, in the chest,
and
anywhere.
you
What formation?
Ayew.
That's interesting. They might play a 4-4-2.
They should.
Then you can fit. If I'm looking at their depth chart, their squad list,
Did-
and I'm looking at Antonio playing at right midfielder,
His natural position.
potentially right back at times. You could put Koyate at right back.
I don't think they'll do
Maybe
4-4-2.
some-
I
Koyate
think
should go back in the middle as a number 6 or number 8, whatever. Put him back in the middle because he's got those long Yaya Toure legs in him. He's got those
Yeah,
runs
I
in
think
him.
he's more
He can
effective there.
tackle.
I like Koyate
you-
and Noble next to each other in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah, yeah,
that'll
that
be
could
dope.
work.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Cause then you look at Chicharito.
It has to be
Ayew
Chicha and
as
Ayew.
well,
And
Or Chicha
Arnautovic, and
Vogt.
not
or Andy
Arnautovic.
Carroll,
Sorry, not Vogt.
and like because
Yeah.
Andy Carroll and Chicharito are very much the same player, right? They can be they're similar. I should say Chicharito will get in behind a little bit more, but they're both good with their heads. They both aren't really dribblers of the ball. They're gonna try lay it off and then get in the box, right? Whereas I use a little bit more dynamic, so I think he fits better with either Chicharito or
Carroll.
next to him instead of Chicharito and Carroll.
See, I prefer the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-1-4-1 with them.
Well, who's the one? Chicharito?
Who's the
Was
one?
it
Yeah,
Ayew?
Cheech.
But where does Ayew go? Out wide?
Are you? He can slip behind him.
Where's
Or
that-
Lanzini.
where's
Or
Lanzini
then where does
go?
Lanzini go?
Well, it depends on who you're playing because, again, Ayu's not having a good preseason, so he might not even start.
'Cause you
He might
put
come off the bench.
Lanzini at like that left mid.
Yeah,
who
but
drifts
Lanzini-
in a little bit.
Lanzini is
like
injured at
Coutinho.
the moment.
Cresswell's over. Like that's why I think
Like
the 4-4-2
Coutinho. Yeah.
actually might be the perfect system for them for West Ham.
We'll see.
So, going on, we got Ward from Burnley. Burnley, my bad. 4.5. I'll tell you, he's in my team. He's a steal, I think, because last year he got me some nice points for the couple games that he played. And he doesn't take too much of the salary cap, so you can buy higher players. Then you got Francis, Simon Francis, Bournemouth. Francois at 4.5. Callum Chambers, Arsenal at 5.0. Holding 5.0.
Arsenal.
Because if both of them play for the Arsenal back line,
It's
There's
Rob
some-
Holding.
yes, there's Rob Holding. But if Chambers and Holding play for Arsenal, we got 2 young players that can get some points for you.
Holding, I think, will be starting this year.
And then same thing with
Maya.
Maya. Oh, we're doing first and last name. Okay, Maya Yoshida. I
Just help the
I
people
just
search it. That's fine.
wait. I just had all the last names because Yoshida and Stevens, Southampton, both at 5. Again, if Virgil doesn't come back and play for them, you get 2 cheap plays, and Southampton
but-
just
but
seems
hey,
to do well.
But yeah, they seem to do well, but not the end of last year.
Well, no, but
I know they got new management in there, but this is not the Southampton defense. I mean, you never know with Southampton, to be honest, because they always come into the year strong.
That's the thing.
But I would
man.
not bank on them this year. This time around, I would
think-
not bank on them
I
because
think
Virgil
they're-
van Dijk was there last year and like he kind of snuck in there, and the year before too. But I don't know, man. I don't think Southampton defense is going to cut it this year.
I think this is the rebuilding phase again. Southampton has re-entered a rebuilding phase. You know, they had the Schneiderlin class, the Mane class. I think Lallana was part of
Lovren.
that
but
class,
look at
Lovren.
clean sheets because
But
they still have
that's
Cedric,
my-
they have
yeah.
Bertrand, they still have
That's my point, man.
who's
Yoshida,
behind them? Forster.
I don't think
Yeah,
Big man.
Frazier, my man.
I don't think any of these guys are worthy replacements for Virgil, but I think the system can work. The way they just plug players in and they keep producing.
I think you're better off
Yoshida and
investing in their
Stevens.
fullbacks.
Huh?
I think you're better off investing in Southampton's fullbacks.
But cheap, they might get you clean sheets here and there. And then also, I mean, that's the same. Oh, actually, I'm going to take one guy off. Holgate.
Holgate just got relegated.
Gone. I mean, that I liked Holgate too.
Yeah, but dude, look at that Everton fixture list. You don't pick him up. Like,
that's why I'm
And
actually
he might
deleting
not
him.
get in.
Yeah.
Huh?
And he might not get
Because
in.
that's how it was 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Might not play.
Galloway 2 years ago.
Yep.
So
No.
Nathan Ake, Bournemouth.
That's a hell of a signing.
I mean, that
Hell
is
of a signing.
on loan.
that's a dude that Liverpool should have bought. I mean, I don't know if he could have because he was coming from Chelsea.
Could have played center back. Could have played left back. Could have played.
That's
mid.
the dude.
He's fast. He's
Don't
got
You
touch.
buy him over Robinson because guess
Don't
what? He
understand.
could step in. He could step in for
Yeah.
him or Van Altholt. Those are the two players.
Close.
Liverpool
Close.
should have bought PVA or Bertrand. Plain and simple.
Yeah, Bertrand
you guys
too,
dropped the ball.
But
man.
Or
Bertrand
Ake, or
is an
Nathan Ake.
iffy right now.
Or
because
okay.
Bertrand, I give iffy because I'm not even sure if they can even
Or Mendy.
talk. I don't even know if they can say Southampton.
Well, yeah. Now it's yeah.
Or
you guys
Kieran
have
Yeah.
Gibbs. I think even like a
Even
Kieran
yes,
Gibbs.
even that would be an upgrade on the left back for a year.
Gibbs and Milner are the same,
And then
in my opinion, at that position.
As far as
It's the same
athleticism.
productivity.
last people to keep your eye
Well,
on.
those PKs for you.
All the Newcastle defenders. You don't know who's going to play because they rotated so much last year through the championship. But if Newcastle does start to get some traction, they might get a clean sheet here and there, maybe 2 or 3 in a row.
They loaned this kid Marino from Dortmund. Plays number 6. He'll play center defensive midfielder sometimes. Sometimes he'll play center back. Could be a sneaky guy to get as well.
What's his
So-
name?
Marino.
Cool.
So watch out for Newcastle. Just keep an eye, like I said, keep an eye on these people. Don't necessarily just sign them up, but watch them throughout the year.
Add them to your watch list, guys, and then watch how they perform. All right, so for midfield, I'm gonna go with I don't want to give away.
Don't give Zaha.
Okay, I
'Cause
won't.
we all know that one.
I'm gonna say midfield, a sneaky one, a temporary one here. Willian, for me. Willian, stupid. Because Hazard is out, Pedro on the other side. You got Morata in there, who's not quite gelled yet.
How much
I
is
think they're gonna lean $7 for Willian.
That's not bad.
It's a no-brainer, bro.
That's cheap as hell.
That's nothing for this guy. And he hasn't been a great fantasy player historically, I'll admit that. But I only need him for 3 or 4 games. That's it. He's not going to be on my team for the whole year because he just doesn't produce enough. But I'm hoping that he's got fresh legs. Start of the season, Hazard's out, so they'll be leaning on the veterans of the squad. And he carried this team. Him and Matic carried this team when Chelsea had
2
that
seasons
seasons
ago.
when they finished 10th. So this guy's a workhorse. He's a work rate kind of guy. And he's silky, too.
But the thing is, I wish Chelsea had him take the free kicks, not David Luiz. He, in my mind,
Depends on
is
the distance.
I-
Depends on the distance.
If
If
it's-
it's far, they're going to give it to Luis because he likes those wild shots. If it's close, it goes
put
to
it this
him.
way. The only reason why David Luiz scored 1 free kick last year is because Mignolet was an idiot and wasn't paying attention and literally wasn't in the goal. That's the only way David Luiz will score a goal
Agreed.
as a free kick.
Tom.
Willian is better.
I got it. Told me to put my money where my mouth is.
Here we go.
Salah
That's a good
in
one.
my squad permanently. No ifs, ands, or buts. Salah coming in at $9 million, and Liverpool. I think he's gonna have a flying start to the season. He's been having an amazing preseason.
He's like Mane. Mane started out at 9 last year as well.
Him and Mane are gonna balance each other. I think when it's all said and done, Mane's gonna have the better season. So I'll definitely keep my eye on him. But Salah, there's something there, man. I love clinical wingers. He
3
appears to
goals
be-
in preseason.
Young
He scored in 3
Salah.
games. Oh, sorry. But
Young
he scored.
Salah Wahba.
Yeah.
Allah.
I'll agree with you.
Allahu
I
Akbar.
have Salah as well.
Dude, he's a problem.
I'll throw that one out there.
Albert.
You want to know the deets? You want to know the deal? We got
London
My
on
man.
the track.
from Serbia. That was his first name. I forgot.
What's
God damn it.
happening?
It's the worst.
Luka. Jesus. That was bad. That was a bad pause. Sorry, everybody, for the pause there. Luka Milojovic.
Classic L pause.
Yeah, I know.
This
Dude,
dude
I
will
knew
set
no,
you
no, I
up,
knew
man.
the name as tip of
They're
the
like, hey,
his toes.
I like
His
Crystal
face.
Palace.
But then he starts talking, and he's like, "Why are you stepping on me?" What are you doing? He does it all the time.
All the time. It's like once every 15 episodes.
No way, dude.
And I don't bitch about it.
No, dude,
Like
it's
right now, I'm accepting that I dropped the ball with the dead air.
It's like once
and
every.
I apologize
No,
for
dude,
it.
it happens all the time. That's why we always get in an argument when we sit next to each other because I start speaking. You're like, I was still talking. I was like, I didn't know, dude.
First of all,
there was like a 5-second pause.
Hussey, there's like a half-second pause. You jump on conversations, so don't even start.
You do too, dude.
You do it more. Let's leave it at that. Right?
Yeah, we gotta get fit in because you go. Okay,
I'm talking about Mila
Okay,
Jovovich. I'm talking about Mila Jovovich right now.
Let's do it.
All right,
Let's get into it.
He was
Okay, so Crystal Palace.
He was great in Resident Evil. Mila Jovovich. This guy, man, he's gonna be on free kicks. He's gonna be hopefully a starter. He came in last year in January. He played a lot, and he was very positive. He's a positive player. Plays the ball forward a lot. Likes to get active. Plays dangerous balls to forward positions.
Yeah,
this guy's gonna get points, and he's cheap. 5 points.
Love it.
$5. £5.
Okay, get into the buy, keep, sell, risk.
Who was?
He matched with me, William.
No, I matched with you, Salah.
Come on, man, pick someone else, dude. Come on, man.
I already told you Zaha. I already told you.
Everyone
you
got Zaha.
I already told you Zaha.
Don't pick mine.
I think I already told you Pedro too.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well I got Pedro then.
All right.
Okay, jeez.
Zorro.
All right, here we go.
Mr. Zorro.
The buy, De Bruyne at 10.
Hands down, guys. Wake up.
I mean, if he doesn't get injured last year, he was breaking Ozil's record. He was on pace to break Ozil's assist record, and now he has more weapons and more defenders
and more comfortable in the league.
And he's the guy, right? So there's no question De Bruyne's gonna start. Bernardo Silva, question. David Silva, question.
Yaya
Sane,
Toure.
Raheem, Yaya Toure,
Jesus sometimes.
Gabi Jesus.
Aguero.
It's only Aguero, I think, who's guaranteed to start.
You think
and
so?
De Bruyne, yes.
I think it's the other way. I would actually say
Especially at the start of the season.
Jesus is more guaranteed than Aguero because Aguero's just been constantly linked with leaving. We'll see, man.
What I'm like this is insane. Only 27.6% of the teams have him. I would think that he should be around 45%.
Did you know who else is the balancer for that? Why it's not higher? Because at the similar price, you have Alexis Sanchez. So a lot of people will go after Alexis Sanchez. You can't have a $10 and what is Sanchez?
11.5.
11.5 in the midfield. You know what I mean? So,
but you know what? I know De Bruyne's going to be there in October.
I'm waiting for Alexis because of all the turmoil. Yep. I guess, and again, update: he did strain his abdomen, so he's going to be out of the first game of the season against Leicester City.
When it comes to injuries, he's almost his worst enemy because he doesn't give himself any rest. He just goes.
He just toughs it out.
But you know what? You love it, but you also hate it.
I got a little bit of a surprise here. Wijnaldum at $7 million had 149 points, tied with Zaha last year. I think this is a guy who's being slept on in that Liverpool midfield.
Well, Zaha is also 7, but Zaha plays further up the field, and I expect him to get more.
He's definitely being slept on.
He just gets goals from a midfield position. He's done it consistently at Newcastle. Now he's doing it at Liverpool.
Only at home.
I think he could have another banger of a season.
Yeah, I saw him, but I'm like, I don't know, because depending on how they play, he might be, if they play a 4-2-3-1, he might be one of the two, so he won't be able to go up as much.
But he's going to play, especially since Lallana's out for a couple months now, right? So, like,
and Coutinho's gone.
Yeah.
So
got him.
It's weird.
So
he is not leaving.
For keep, we have Pedro at 8 million because he will be available.
8 Yaya.
Yeah. We know that he got the red card in the Community Shield, but that is considered a friendly, so he will not be missing games as of now. To sell, Coutinho, 9.0.
Why?
You just don't know whether he's gonna be there or not.
Oh, you know.
And you know what? Hey, that's legitimate.
You admitted it.
You know.
Yeah. Oh no, I've always admitted I don't know.
No. You said 100% this summer. He's going to be there. He's going track.
I went by. You know what? I went by what Klopp said, and I trust Klopp. And then when it comes down to it, if the club do sell him, and Klopp says "F you" to Liverpool, it's hard not to hate him for that.
I realized a long time ago, most EPL, if not all EPL managers, lie. Whether it's directly or indirectly, they'll stare right into that camera and they'll say things that, and it's part of the business. I get it. I don't take it personally, but that's why you can't be 100% behind your manager because he'll say things to try convince you.
I'm 100% behind mine, bro. Just
Zaha.
All the words he says. Mourinho out is coming soon.
Yeah, right.
Watch out.
I will never.
Watch out.
I will never.
You know what, it's
in my
possible,
life.
man.
On Man United TV, watch out.
He's
for
a
Mourinho
volatile
out.
dude, man.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Watch that.
So for my risky pick, I have Zaha at 7.0. You just don't know with this guy because he did well last year,
How
but
dare
he
you.
only
You just don't know.
How dare
because he did well. Then he had a slump. Then he did well here and
That's a
there.
great point.
But you just because you don't know how
Of
he's
course,
going
you'll
to start
side
the
with
season.
him on that.
This is his chance to
Right,
prove
that side.
back.
Of course,
to
you'll
back.
side with him
Something
on
about
that.
that side over
Yeah.
there.
Look,
You just
he's
wait
trying
for
to
the
get
first
into top
four
Hey,
first
man.
4 weeks. I won't be
Hey,
surprised if he gets like
man.
5 points, maybe.
Put on
why
your
does
pundit
everyone have him on the
glasses.
team then?
Put on your pundit glasses.
That's
All
what
Huss is saying is this dude could choke this year. That's all he's saying. It's
Well-
in his game to choke this year. I don't think he will.
It's not.
I have
I'm
him
not-
on my squad.
I'm saying first 5
yeah.
games
But
because Crystal Palace is playing Huddersfield and Liverpool, Swansea, Burnley, Southampton. Those are good
All
matchups.
suspect defenses.
Those are good matchups. But again, how does he?
So, but
does
this is the point where like he's all suspect defense. He has to come out with 2 or 3 goals in that stretch of 5
will.
games.
Is he going to come out firing? We don't know. You said that 2 years ago when he didn't.
I will say, as far as
that's not what I said 2 years ago.
I don't know what you.
Mistake my
I don't know
words.
what you said 2 years
Exactly.
ago.
So why would you say that? I said that.
Just throwing it out there. Mind games.
but Willie Zaha, man, Willie
good.
Zaha changes created per game. There's not a real stat for it,
I'm not wiggling.
but like Willie Zaha, man, he's always having shots. Maybe they're not on target, maybe they're on target, but he's always having shots. He's always having dribbles. He's always trying to provide. He's always producing. Even if he's having a shit game, he's gonna get up, run to the goal. Get up, run to the goal.
But to sit here like. You
And
just
a
gotta
lot
be
of
more-
people do that, man. But like he is the highest.
You just gotta be a little more balanced. That's all. I have Zaha. I think he's gonna do well. I have him, but to sit here and say he's a guaranteed no-brainer, I don't think so, man. I think watch
he's
him
not a
closely.
guarantee.
I have him. Yeah, that's what Huss is saying. Is that this dude? He's a risk because he could choke. I don't personally think he will, but if someone says that, like Huss, I don't think it's a ridiculous
Well, then
statement
get
for Willie
Wijnaldum
Zaha.
then.
No, he's definitely a risk. He's more of a risk than Zaha.
Okay. All right.
So these guys, keep your eyes on Sigurdsson at 8.5 because if he doesn't stay on Swansea, if he does go to Everton and starts,
That
he-
might be a serious pickup. If
he
goes
might
to
be.
Everton.
Think about him floating those balls into
now.
the oh, yeah.
You would think about
Taking
him
the
floating
free
his
kick.
Stick your
balls.
tongue out. You got him on camera. You got us on camera as you say floating balls, and he sticks his tongue out.
That's how he laugh.
That's how you think.
That's how you laugh.
That's how you
Hilarious.
Nah, you look like the dad from Friday. Like I'm not I'm not like.
Your tongue was on fire.
You know what I'm talking about. All right. So, anyways,
Talking about floating balls.
well, him
On
taking
your-
the
on
free
your tongue.
kicks. Well, if he does take the free kicks because Leighton Baines is still there, but I think you'd have to give him to Sigurdsson.
Rooney's there also.
Yeah, but I still think you'd have to give him to Sigurdsson.
Maybe the deep ones. I don't know, man. Both. You got 3 free kick.
Sigurdsson might be the top
three.
3 free kick taker in the league.
Yeah, I would give it as soon as Sig walks in, it's his free kicks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rooney.
right about
Relax.
now.
And then Rooney could actually play next to him. Maybe he drops it off for him to actually have a real shot right there. You never know. But Sterling at 8.0, you don't know. He's on City, but you don't know. If he starts playing every week,
Yeah.
great pickup. If
Yep.
he doesn't, awful pickup.
I think with Man City, you go De Bruyne, or you go Gabby Hayes. Even Gabby.
I don't know. I took him
But
off because you
go,
don't know.
you go KDB, guarantee.
100%.
That's
And-
the-
Aguero.
and
And
the
David
goalkeeper.
Silva or something.
Maybe not Aguero.
The
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
You can't.
Maybe not Aguero.
Goalkeeper, that's it. Goalkeeper and
Right back
Bruyne.
now. Kyle
Right
Walker,
back, you don't
Kyle
know. 'Cause it's
Walker
going to
will
be
play
Walker.
every day.
Danilo's in there. He's from Madrid. Dude.
Well, you also have
he might
Da-
not, but like Pep, dude. He's going to mix it up. He
Yeah,
had,
fuck around.
yeah, he had Zabaleta playing center back at some point.
I also have David Silva to
As
keep
what?
to keep your eye on
Cool.
because when he's healthy,
Absolutely.
he normally plays.
Absolutely.
And if he's out there with Kevin De Bruyne,
player he is.
if he's playing with these guys without getting injured, I think he can get some great assists out there, slipping the ball through. But the thing is, he gets a lot of hockey assists where
That's
it's
what I'm
with
saying.
the pass before the assist,
Yeah,
because he'll
yeah.
pass it to De Bruyne, who will cross it.
I don't know
But
like the stats. that
but
he
for
puts up.
7, he's the same as Zaha.
Yeah.
So he's the same as Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum, I wouldn't take. I would
Wait,
take.
David Silva's 7?
Oh, sorry, 8. My fault.
Yeah, I was
8.
gonna say.
I was looking at Lanzini above him, and that was going to be my next
Lanzini.
thing.
Now that's a good
So
pickup.
Lanzini
right there.
at 7, keep your eye on him because when he, you have I thought you had stats. Sorry, but Lanzini at 7, if he comes back injury free, if Coutinho does get sold, he might go to Liverpool. If he goes to Liverpool at 7, there's not even a chance I'm hesitating.
You know who I feel you're sleeping on, and you've dropped a lot of names there. So guys, if you're listening, definitely check those guys out because they're definite sleepers. But Heung-min Son, I know he's
Injured.
currently injured, but man, this guy goals and
See,
assists. He's
the problem with him.
an automatic starter when he's healthy.
No. Oh.
After last year, bro?
Nah, he's in
No.
and out.
No, he's not a
He's
he's
in
not
and
a
out.
starter.
He's 50-50,
Son
man.
from Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you think he's
Nah.
gonna be an automatic starter
Nah.
this year?
Where? For
Who's
who?
playing right wing for them? Because it's Kane, Ali,
They don't
Erickson,
have a right winger.
and then exactly.
They have
Lamella.
Walker, Trippier,
Lamella.
and Davies
And
plays.
then you got Lamella, who's returning off injury. That's why I think look. I'm calling it. He wasn't last year. He was in and out.
Erickson plays out there
I mean,
sometimes.
Hungman
He also-
Son,
he also
saying
have
is-
Dem-
he has
what
20, he has 25% chance of playing this coming week.
Well,
Like I said, he was injured.
You have Dembele too, who hasn't been sold yet. I've been waiting for this guy to move.
Dembele?
Yeah,
Musa?
Sorry, I meant Sissoko. Cisco.
Okay, yeah.
Waiting for
Who's
him.
at that right
But
wing?
waiting for him to move. He's
They don't
the
play
right
a
wing.
right wing, bro. They don't play a right wing. They
So
play wing backs. It's like
name
saying
me
who's the
11
chop.
then.
Huh?
Who's that attacking guy? Who's out there? Who is it? Because I just
It's
named
kinda like-
Kane, Erickson.
Here we go. Here's
Ali.
the back line, right? You got Trippier right back. You got.
We know the back
You
four.
got. Okay, yeah.
Four
Fair
people
enough.
plus real.
So then you got your midfield with Ali, Erickson, Dembele, or Wanyama. So you have your tight three. Up top, you got Kane,
Erickson, Kane.
Erickson, Kane. They don't really
That's
play
10.
with wingers. Yeah, and then 11 is goalie.
Counted it. Lloris plus the back four. Wanyama, Musa, Erickson in the midfield.
Ali.
Ali to the left. Kane up top. That's 10.
Okay,
11?
someone
okay.
was
Well,
forgetting.
they can all
Someone
no.
was
They could
forgetting.
also they
Son.
could
And I'm calling it this
they could
season.
also go
You can break in.
4-3-2-1. In the back, they could have Wanyama, Dembele, and Dyer. That's
Yeah,
I think that's the dude you might
they
have
play,
forgotten.
they play two
Eric
holding
Dyer?
midfield
Yeah,
with,
Dyer's
with
the guy we're
Dembele and Wanyama. Play two holding or Dyer and Dembele or Dyer and Wanyama. You know,
I think
two holding
Son
mids.
is the forgotten dude. There may be someone else who we're not currently thinking of, but
Yeah.
I think
But Son
he
didn't-
has a chance once he gets healthy to really break into the starting lineup. Lamella will be giving him competition, but the way Son was playing last year, man, goals, far, left or right, the
Dude,
guy,
I'm
the
trying
guy
to.
can play.
I hear you, but I'm trying to find the number of starts he had last year. It's just he did start a bit, and he
Put up
wasn't
points.
productive. He was more
Even when he
productive
didn't, though.
off the bench.
But man, he
put it
comes
that way.
on, he scored goals. He
He
starts,
started
he scored
14.
goals.
He
didn't.
14
He
games
did
started.
when Kane was down.
He started 14 games, dude.
How many goals
That's
in that
less
time
than
span?
half.
Does it say?
Actually, sorry. No, I take it back. That was goals scored 14. My fault. With 9 assists in.
He's bald.
How many
Ball.
games did he play total?
They
Where is
Premier
this
League
at?
doesn't have the games. They have
I got you.
2,063 minutes.
Yeah, Tom. To
So
your
they do-
point,
Divided by
he's-
38.
He's
He's a forgotten man, I think, right
But
now.
I don't know if he'll start. I think he's at that risky
divided by
position
90.
where like you might pick him up this week, you might not play. But as far as production,
point.
it's there, bro. It's like kind of like Iheanacho. You know when he gets on the field, probably gonna score.
I don't
but
think
he
it's
plays.
anything like Iheanacho.
No, what I'm
He
saying
plays
is
way
that
more.
the principle of coming off the bench and
Okay.
scoring.
You know-
He's not respected enough. To your point, his productivity is high.
At-
what I'm saying is I
at
don't
8,
think
yeah.
he's Pochettino's favorite player.
But at 8, that's a good buy if he's playing every week.
If he's
That's the thing.
That's my only challenge with Son is that I don't know if he plays
That's
every
my,
week.
that's my bold
All right,
call right
so
there.
moving on, we got Lanzini. Did we already talk about him? Yeah, we did
Briefly.
a little bit because if he does go to Liverpool, you have to take him. But even if he stays with West Ham, he does, especially with Arnautovic coming in, with Chicha coming in, Ayew still there, getting chemistry with them. They have some good players, especially if they have Noble and Koyate behind him, so he doesn't have to really. He could almost do like the Dybala from Juve, almost like kind of sit in the middle, kind of do your thing, but we got your back, dude.
You
Like,
saying Lanzini?
yeah.
Yeah, no. I think he has the capability to score special goals as well. Free kicks, shots from distance. He
He's
can
also
take people on.
Same nation as Dybala, so
Yeah,
you never know.
At $7 million, I think he's gonna have a breakout season.
Another couple people at 7, Fabregas, Chelsea.
He's been in and out all summer for me.
That's a. I think I'm gonna go with him.
If you have someone that can alternate from the bench when he doesn't play,
Yeah,
So first guy
I
off the
do.
bench is well that's what you need to do with Fabregas because Conte last year he's gonna play he's not gonna play he's gonna
Yeah.
play he's not gonna play depends on.
but even when he came in, he still scored that one free kick in like the
or
85th minute.
he gets the assist. No, but if it's just about the minutes,
Yeah.
So
So
for your buck, ride the risk. Roll the
Arnautovic,
dice.
West Ham. Then we got Phillips from West Brom. I'm picking him because of the schedule at West Brom. I've said it a couple times already, but Bournemouth, Burnley, Stoke, Brighton, West Ham. That's a good 5
They're
games.
all gonna beat West Brom.
But I don't know about that. But
I'm just
Phillips did well last year. He was really inexpensive. And at 6, that's good. Ryan Fraser, Bournemouth at 5.5. I mean, West Brom, Watford. I mean, you get a couple hard ones, then you get Brighton. So 5.5 is pretty good. Iwobi at 5.5 for Arsenal because if he plays every week, he could get a lot of points.
Sneaky one.
Mkhitaryan at 8 because, again, we're trying to tell you to keep these guys, your eyes on these guys because we don't know if they're going to start week in, week out. But if they do, like Mkhitaryan, if he starts week in, week out, the amount of points that he can get with that lineup
But he won't.
is just crazy. But you never know.
You got to look. And honestly, Man United, they should bring in Perisic, play Mkhitaryan to the right, Mata at the 10, and then Lukaku. That would fit in perfectly with Jose's 4-3-1.
And then one price that I'm surprised about, the last one, Tom Ince at 6. How is he 0.5 more than Iwobi? 0.5 more than
I just
same as Phillips.
You know why? Because
Playing
he's
time.
the guy for them.
I guess, but like
He's the guy.
I just sold him Hussey because of that fact. I needed that 0.5 to move around.
yeah.
And I don't know what he's gonna do in this first year. He was gonna be my sleeper guy. He was my sleeper guy. Lower team, but dude, 6 on a promoted team. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy shit.
So on to strikers.
Crazy shit, man.
Yeah,
So-
let's get into it.
If you want me to start out, I'll tell you who I have as a striker. I think everybody in the world, I think 48% have this guy. 48.5% of the teams have this guy, Lukaku. I think this is the type of guy that it's like Sanchez last year. And when Cristiano Ronaldo was playing, you had to get this guy. It was when Aguero was going off 2 years ago. This is the guy that you need to have. There's a good chance he might get 28 goals in the league, might be 30 goals in the league, might be 32 goals in the league.
He's going to have a hell of a first season.
We might look at the goal that he had in the Community Shield against Arsenal. Matic has a
And then
great driven ball,
Lukaku?
and then Lukaku just tips the ball in. He got the goal.
You mean the
you
Super
mean
Cup.
Super Cup
UEFA
against
Super
Oh,
Real
sorry,
Madrid.
the Super
Yep,
Cup.
yep.
My fault.
Yeah, those
and
rebounds.
He's gonna get a lot of those because Pogba's he's not gonna stop shooting. But if he does stop shooting, it's gonna be. We saw at least 3 or 4 crosses trying to go to him. He's going to have. He might. I
He'll
think
have a lot of service.
he's gonna have. I think 2 games where he gets 4 goals.
Very possible.
Holy shit.
Bold
I love it.
prediction. Bold prediction.
All right, I'm going to go with a not so obvious one. I'll leave the other obvious one for one of you guys. I'm going to go with Chicharito. Chichi. At West Ham
Chicharito.
United. Dude has done it in the Prem. Unfortunately, couldn't start regularly for United, but he's not intimidated by this league. He's a physical player, and he has a nose for goal. West Ham, if they can get him the supply and get some stability on that team, you could fuck around and get him 15 to 20 easy this year.
All right, I'm not gonna say Harry Kane because everyone should, I think, have Harry Kane.
Nope.
That's who I thought
Too
you
expensive.
said.
Too expensive.
Playing
No,
against
he's not.
Newcastle first week.
Leave it.
How is he not
Leave
even
it.
gonna go down that hole?
Top goal scorer.
Lukaku
What?
is a better bet. And a
25
dollar
on
less.
both.
That's why you have both.
25 plus, yeah.
That's why you have both.
Anyway,
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
Firmino. That's who I'm
Firmino.
gonna pick up at 8.5 mil. Look, Liverpool have yet to purchase a true number 9. Danny Sturridge is injured, and I think with the service,
Sri Lanka.
he's at 5 mil, which is pretty damn decent if Firmino goes down.
If Sri Lanka plays,
If
that's
he-
a buy and a half.
Yeah,
He's
if he
3 or
goes
4.
down.
He's 3 goals this preseason as well.
He's balling, but Firmino, I think, is the guy who, if you're not going to have everyone across your forward line at 10 million plus, he's the sneaky guy, the next best bet
Good
who you
shot.
could get in there.
I'll tell you, I got him. I'll tell you that.
Clearly,
I
Huss
knew-
has him.
I know you have him.
Go ahead, Albert.
Well, Kane, Lukaku, obvious picks. I got Wayne, Wazza,
Love it,
Rooney.
dude.
Get
Love
But I'm getting rid of this guy.
I love it, Al. Well done.
dude, Al. This is your dude.
Listen, turn on.
Yo, pick up Sandro. He's gonna score more
Listen,
goals.
I'm only getting rid of him because of his fixture schedule. All right, I'm keeping him for the first game.
Yep.
Stoke at home. Score a couple
So
goals.
you're gonna waste the
All right,
transfer
make
on
him
him.
captain.
You're gonna waste the transfer on him. Okay.
It's not a waste.
It's not a waste if you do 2 at the same time. You go minus points. But man, City, Chelsea, Spurs, United. That's ridiculous. 2 of the best
that's
defenses,
unacceptable.
3 of the best defenses in the league last year. City, better defense this year.
And 2 of the top offenses.
It's just
arguably.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're gonna get. I think they have no chance after that. I'll pick him up after,
we'll
man.
see.
After that run, I'm gonna pick him back up. But
We'll see what Koeman's made of, man. That stretch of games, can you keep these guys focused? Even if
We'll
you
see
go,
what Rooney's made
0
of.
and 5.
We'll see how-
As long as you're losing like 1-0 or a late goal, that I'll be impressed by. I expect him to lose all
We're
of
going to see how
them.
important Lukaku is to Everton. And all those fans
Good
out
shot.
there
Good shot.
who were like, oh, yeah, we're going to afford to get rid of him or not. Now's the time when we'll be able to tell. And I'm really speaking to one specific Everton fan, Wayno, out there. 'Cause
And not
most
Spiteri.
No. Most Everton fans actually, I think, will miss him and actually love Lukaku. But this guy, he thinks he's overrated. He doesn't score in big games. Yeah, that's because he's the only guy on your team.
Dude, you know who else isn't scoring big games? Aguero. We looked it up before. Like, against the top 6 competition, he doesn't have a great record. Most forwards don't. Like, we all get in our heads.
I still have to do my chart.
Remember I brought that up? We all get into our heads that these big guys are big. They're big game players. They're not necessarily, like,
Only
big game
Thierry
against big
Henry,
clubs.
Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez,
Vanessa Roy.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, there's a certain caliber of guys who can score against the top 3 club.
And even some
beat
people
up on
try and knock
everyone else.
Ronaldo up until this last Champions League season where he scored hat-tricks against the best defenses in the world.
Dude, back-to-back hat-tricks.
Yeah, against the best
In
defenses
the Champions
supposedly
League.
in
And
the
a
world.
brace in the final.
Against the best defense in the world.
Come on.
So I'm going to get into the strikers
Best
again.
ever.
Buy, keep, sell, risk. The obviously buy is Lukaku. Less money than Harry Kane, and I think United is just going to go off this year. Keep, Lacazette, 10.5. Good price for the number 1 striker of one of the top teams in England. Arsenal, yes.
I
Sell,
want to say the name.
Vardy, Leicester, 8.5. That's a good price for a striker, but we don't know about Vardy. He might do well, he might not. I mean, we know Arsenal, again, is missing the back line, but you just can't trust him. That's two seasons ago. He was outrageous, pathetic the first half of the year. Then Ranieri left, and he became good again. So I don't know if it's just in his head. No one knows. And I'm going to sell also Rooney at 7.5 because of the schedule that I was talking about. I wouldn't even waste my time with the one game because then you're selling him definitely the next game. So I'd rather just pick him up in the 6th week.
Yep.
Risk, Morata, 10.
Oh, bro,
Great price. Great price
but
at 10.
He hasn't been playing well. He hasn't.
He's not
You
fit.
need
But-
to give him time to heat up.
Exactly. Didn't start the Community Shield. Missed a penalty. Chelsea spent too much money on him to have him sit,
I
though.
don't like that orangey hair too.
And
No offense, dude.
also,
It's like brown orange. It's not.
I don't like that
natural.
brown.
You're natural, dude.
Hey, I
You're
don't like that
natural.
brown skin.
Yeah,
No
dude.
offense,
You're
though.
a
that's
natural.
Exactly.
You're
Thank you.
natural.
that's Al's hair.
Thank you.
But also, Conte is a manager that he just doesn't care. He does things
Sons of
his
bitches
way.
over here.
Conte is the type that would just be like, "It's my way. You sit. You're not playing well. You sit. You go in."
I don't think you shell out 70 mil for a
Well,
guy. You
Conte's not the type that will just sit back and let people tell him what. But he's the type of manager that'll encourage. So he might play him. We don't know right now because
He's worked with them at Juventus. That's
Yeah.
the good thing. That's
He popped at
most
Juventus.
likely exactly why I think he came to Chelsea, as
He
well as
trusts
Diego
him.
Costa not being there. So there is some sort of chemistry there. He just needs to get in the type of EPL shape that Conte needs him and wants.
Exactly. He will get goals, and at 10, he's a great buy. Maybe not right now, maybe 2 months from now. The other risk players that I have is Gabriel Jesus and Kun Aguero. You don't know who'll play. Maybe together, maybe one of them.
They're both playing.
Yeah.
They're both
Gabriel Jesus is 10.5. If he plays like he did last year,
Dude,
Woo!
interchanging
You just
with
said-
Lacazette like all summer.
You just said that Jesus is not a guaranteed starter.
No.
no, you said
Yeah,
he was
you're
too
like-
expensive.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah,
see,
because-
I think it's
yeah.
just gas. I think
I feel
Look,
like 2 minutes ago when we were talking, when I said De Bruyne and
I said this dude's
the goalkeeper are the only starters, you were like Jesus as well. I could be wrong. Maybe I misremembered.
no, you're right.
No, he
because
did
I
say that,
said
but then he's like,
said that
I don't know
KDB
about
and
that.
Aguero are 100%. Now Jesus, in my opinion, is
You-
95%.
You think
right? So
Jesus
both will
and
play.
Aguero are both 95% starting every week?
I don't.
Aguero's 100. KDB's 100.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Aguero's the other way because when Jesus came
know.
in, man, Aguero was 100% healthy.
Fit, didn't
Wasn't
play.
Fit, playing for 6 months. Brings in a 19-year-old from Brazil in the winter of England.
Yep.
And starts him not just starts him for one game, starts him for 4 games until he's hurt.
Aguero wasn't sitting though.
Aguero was sitting.
You know-
Aguero was
you know
sitting,
when
and that's where the
Aguero did sit?
Barcelona rumors started.
That's when it started. When he didn't play him against Barcelona. So Pep tried that shit.
No. But even
It didn't work out. He'd bring him off. Aguero was still starting, but he'd bring him off and put in Gabi Jesus.
no.
Am I wrong about this?
Yeah, I think so, man.
No, I think they played at the same time,
Beef,
mate.
the beef started in January when Aguero just lost his starting spot when this new kid came in. We all thought, sitting here, that it was going to be Jesus coming in off the bench to back up Aguero. or subbing each
He
other.
played Fabian Jesus at left wing, so who was playing center
if I
forward?
remember correctly, there were a couple of games where he did play on the wing.
Yeah.
And they did
Gabriel
play
Jesus
good-
played on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and they kind of interchange
Aguero led the
But
line.
but that means Sane will probably Sane will be playing on.
Sterling, who's going to suffer.
Someone's got
I
to sit.
think.
Raheem will sit, or Sane will sit, and you play Gabby on the wing. That's how you incorporate
Yeah.
Gabby and Aguero. Is you got to bench. That's why you can't predict that midfield
But
in Man City.
That,
Who's gonna play,
but
who's not
this
gonna play.
conversation right here, that's why I'm saying both of them in the risk because we don't know.
I believe I do know in this, and no believe. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Gabi 95, but Aguero and KDB for sure.
All right.
things.
I don't know about that.
Sure things.
Okay, sure thing. We'll see you on first week.
Sure things, man.
And
Sure
the second
things.
week and the third week.
Pep tried it and failed with not starting Aguero. I thought it brought the team down. We saw the result of the game, and then he starts them against Barca the next leg, and they win 3-1. So I think he's tried that. He's been there, done that.
Yeah.
If this was a summer transfer season to get rid of Aguero, I think he would have done so.
No, I understand. Okay, so the other forwards to keep your eye on. Ian Nacho, we already talked about him, I believe. At 7.0, going to Leicester. Looks like he's going to be starting next to Vardy.
Damn, he got injured. I'm so sad
yes.
he got injured.
How bad
already.
is he injured? I can look.
I got.
think it was
Keep
like
going,
a
Hussey.
thigh.
Yeah,
I
I looked
got
it up.
you.
Thank
I
you.
think it's a thigh.
Because if he's not injured, think about Vardy and Ian Nacho together. Because Ian Nacho has a little bit more technical skill than Vardy, but
Just a little
both
bit?
have. Yeah, well, both have.
I think you have more technical skill than Vardy.
That's true. No, but the speed that both of them, the pace that they both have. I mean, I don't know if he's going to defend the way and press the way that Okazaki did, where he was able to get the ball and push.
No presses like that.
Okazaki's the man. So I
Alright,
think
Hussey, this is 5 days ago. Craig Shakespeare, go on Shakes, manager of Leicester City, says he's fine in quotations.
okay.
And that was 5 days ago.
So that's gonna be interesting because
It's
Leicester
promising.
has Arsenal starting out, then they have Brighton, then they have United, Chelsea, Huddersfield, and Liverpool. After that, so in game week 7, I would start looking at Ian Nacho to see how he did against those guys.
Watch him score before then.
That's fine.
And then we'll just,
He
7.1,
might go. He might go up 0.1, 0.2, but that's not whatever. Because
that throws stuff off.
no, but if he does, I try to keep.
that little 0.1.
I try to keep
throws
0.5 to 1 in my bank at all time
That's
for
foolish.
situations like that. So
Foolish.
Tammy Abraham from Swansea, technically Chelsea, loaned out to Swansea at 5.5. He's going to be sneaky.
What about Solanke?
Solanke, well, the thing is that
Solanke.
Tammy Abraham might be starting. Solanke won't be because Firmino will be there. If Coutinho does get sold or if his back spasms don't cease, maybe he'll start and Firmino will drop in the middle. We don't know. Defoe 8.0 going with that Bournemouth potent lineup.
It's not bad.
Jermaine Defoe is never a bad buy in fantasy. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what the fuck you say. Jermaine Defoe will score at least 10 goals, 10, 12 goals.
Every
This is
single
crazy, man.
year
I
I
could've
get
picked this guy up
burned.
the last 2 years. Yeah, same
I
thing.
get
Talking about
burned
the right time,
every
guys.
single year.
Holla at me. I know when to pick the foe up. I know when he's feeling good.
Every single year, I'm looking at him like, is he gonna do it? Nah, he's not gonna do it. He's just a little bit too expensive. Oh, there's other options.
10
And
plus
every
goals.
year, he seems to be like top 5 in goals
10 plus, yep.
or top 5 in points. I'm like, come on, Defoe. He burns me every single year. Or I burn myself.
Peter Crouch.
Sandro.
I like it.
Sandro, Everton, 7.5. Because I think Sandro's
Yeah,
gonna be.
us.
I think Sandro's gonna be nice for Everton. I really do. I think.
Love that you whispered that. I think Sanders good.
Yeah, because I can't.
It looks
Because I'm a
like-
Liverpool
looks
fan. I
like-
can't say it too loud.
Looks
That's
like him
right.
and Rooney have it. yeah, good point. Looks like him and Rooney are developing a decent partnership,
Yeah.
decent chemistry in the preseason.
Because I think Rooney's going to get a decent amount of assists.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get.
assists.
I'm thinking
It's not
12 assists.
12?
12 goals, 12 assists this year for Rooney.
Wow.
12 and 12.
Wow.
Whoa.
I love it.
Call, dude.
I love it.
I
Hussey.
hope it's true.
Give him that England call up.
Drop that
Give him
down.
that England call up.
Yeah.
Rooney 12. Here you go.
Yeah.
Bro.
So,
Please drop that down. Rooney 12
and 12.
yeah. So,
What is he? What happened? No.
Nah,
Don't
guys.
fast forward. Don't fast forward. No. What happens if he takes his L?
tell you what?
If you take the L and he doesn't.
Takes the loss.
If
No,
he gets,
I
if he
mean,
gets
this
12
is
and
just-
11. If he gets 11 and 11. Something's got this.
I mean,
some sort of repercussions. If you get it, you
fine,
get something good.
fine.
You get a meatball sub if you get it.
No, fine. In the future, I won't say anything at all. If this is always going to be how it is.
That's impossible.
No, I'm not going to say anything at all now. Because if I'm going to have to bet something every single time, I say
this isn't a bet because I'm not. Like,
you just said if he doesn't, I lose something, and if he does, I get a meatball sub. That's literally a bet.
Well, a bet's between two people actually.
No, you're betting against. I just bet against myself. I just lost $5 to myself. Officer
so
Farva
you
from
really lose
Super
$5.
Troopers.
Easy, bro. One topic at a time. I don't know. You're just afraid
Dude,
to make bets.
I stand by what I said about Aguero. I'm over here. Sorry,
because-
guys. I'm still in the hustle.
Because I can't. Because that'd be
Yeah,
me.
you are.
No, because that'd be
first
me
three games.
betting against myself.
First 3 games, Gabi came in. Aguero stopped starting. I'm looking at the stats right here. There was upset, man. There was shock to all of
I'm
us.
not denying that.
I
I'm not
de-
denying that.
I agree with you. There was
Was it
upset.
injury?
No, because he's on the bench and he comes
completely was
on.
cold. He
Yeah.
was
No,
benched.
I agree with you
But
because
that's where the beef
they did
started.
they did play at the same time.
They did at times, but in general, I don't think they were a partnership. I think they were.
Okay, so
like,
Brighton,
for each
Hove,
other.
and Albion. Aguero's on the bench. Gabi starts. Is that what you think?
I'm saying it's possible.
I'm saying
Anything
I'm
is.
saying
What's
you
your
don't
percentage on
you
it?
don't pick up either at the beginning of the season. You can't
What?
either not Iheanacho,
Aguero
Gabby or Aguero.
Gabi. That's my point.
you
That's
gotta-
all my
you gotta
point
wait.
is
You gotta
that
wait.
this is not some guaranteed partnership. Like
Tell them with the 95,
yeah,
99.
that
Man,
was
that's
aggressive.
steep.
I don't think they both start, but who knows?
We'll see.
Fair enough.
And getting back to that, I can't bet that because where I was trying, we did the
that's
whole
all right.
Rooney with the World Cup thing because if he does get that, he's on the World Cup
All right.
team.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
can't.
that.
okay,
You threw a
no,
little Hussey fit, and you said,
No, no,
"All right,
no,
I'm
no.
not gonna say anything anymore. If I gotta bet, I'm not gonna say anything.
if I gotta
ever,
if I gotta back up my statements,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
you
want to
feel a
make
little
statements
tantrum.
anymore.
If I'm going to bet on every single
It's not every
thing I
single.
say.
You
It's
said
not- it's
so
not
many
about
things.
betting, it's just-
the Rooney thing came up, and we're just like, dude, basically,
You want to bet me on 2 things today. There was something else. So if I do that every single episode
You
for the
said
whole year,
no.
that's gonna be like
Way more than
200.
you said yes.
That's gonna
The
be 200
reason
bets.
we do that is because you never take a bet ever. It's just more fun when someone makes an outrageous statement.
Put something on it.
You
Don't
just
just
wanna
throw
bet.
shit
Yeah.
out there and then you don't
It's a
stand
prediction.
on it.
It's a prediction.
But are you talking
If
to the
I
wind,
no,
or
but
you-
I have
no.
predictions literally every single week.
100%.
I have multiple
Yeah, but like that
predictions.
Ibra prediction, if you're gonna say Ibrahimovic is not gonna score more than 15 goals, there must be a repercussion, mate. There must be something in there so that if you do win, then you're the genius, right? And then you get something. But if you lose,
You're a maniac.
No, because if
About
I
that
no,
life.
because the losing part, you guys were on me the entire year about
because
it.
it was so ridiculous. That's what, just like this.
If
I
you-
think
if
this
you
is
To be fair,
ridiculous.
I was
We're
only,
only at
it
12,
wasn't that
12?
ridiculous. I was only
That's
up
a
by
lot.
1 goal. I wasn't that ridiculous.
If you say something
It was
that's so
ridiculous.
ridiculous,
no, I was only up by 1 goal.
to get if
He
you
only
say
got
something
16.
to get a
You
rise.
lost.
Yeah, it wasn't that ridiculous.
No, he had 17.
hurt.
He had
If he didn't
17
get
for-
if he didn't get
17.
hurt, he would have got
Yeah, it was
22,
the whole,
24.
it was the whole
12.
Gabby Jesus.
Hell yeah, and I'll admit, I got lucky. That's the difference. I'll admit, hey man, I made a bold call that was looking like it was going to be wrong 100%. Thank God the football gods prefer me over Tom. They took Gabi Jesus down. I would have lost that bet.
You
It was
still
an
would've
outrageous
lost.
statement
It's just
that I
the
stood by.
injury thing.
The only time we ask you to bet, House, notice, is when you make outrageous statements, dude. That's when we're like,
Yeah.
nah, that's crazy. When you're like,
I don't
thinking
know-
Rooney won't make the work, or Sane, or whatever your and Al's bet was, that's when we jump in on you, bro.
I don't know if that's too outrageous for the fact that he does have Sandro because if he
For
can
Everton.
because if they start off well after the first 5 games,
12 assists.
That's so many, bro.
That's
so
prime
many.
time Rooney.
I don't know.
12 and 12 is that's what I'm hoping for Pogba.
Yeah.
Put it that way. 12 and 12 for Pogba.
All right.
Incredible.
So moving on, your boy Gabby from Southampton, 7.
That's great.
Got 7 for Gabby. Is he gonna do it? He started nice last season when he first came in, but then he went
Get to Peter.
away.
Get to Peter already.
Then you have Chica. Sorry, Chica. Cheetah.
Chicarito. Chica.
Chicharito. West Ham at 7. I think that might be the buy of the year if he really does what he knows how to do. He very well could get 15 goals this year. At 7, that's a good buy.
Yo, Tom, can you turn on the heat, bro?
Maybe.
Kind of cold in here.
Jack, I
I'm
can't
sorry.
breathe. Can we wrap this up,
Jesus
Hussey?
Yeah, I got like 4 more.
Did you say
Maybe another one. Another one that
There's
might
sweat
be
dripping in my mouth.
another one that might be the
Words.
buy of the season. Mitrovic. Newcastle.
Stay away, guys. In
5.
Tiki's opinion.
I'm gonna pick him up
They're
at some point.
looking
I-
to replace this guy.
I love
so
this guy.
bad.
Mitro B?
At 5.
You might catch me saying that throughout the season.
At 5, he can sit on your bench. At 6,
That's where I'll be on
at 6
Newcastle.
million, Berahino at Stoke. Just keep an eye on him. We don't know how he's going to be. Is he the flip or flop? We don't know.
Or the clip.
The main event at Stoke City. Who's the main event at Stoke City?
That's Crouch at 5. But it's like one of those things where you can pick him up 3 weeks at a time here and there if you get it right.
Yeah.
That's great. But you can't have
Dude,
Crouch the whole
you ride
year.
him like Jermaine Defoe. Going off last season, man, when
Yeah.
he has renaissance, resurgence in the last half of the year, banging in goals, knocking him down for assists. They didn't sign anyone. They have Berahino, who sucks. They have no strikers except him.
And Gabby's.
Wait, do they still have Tums Boy?
Who?
The troll?
Bojan?
No, the troll himself.
Oh, Bonnie?
Yeah. Is he
Bonnie's
still
No,
there?
he's gone. He
Where'd
left.
he go?
Oh, man.
Where'd Bonnie go?
Did he go?
Bonnie,
He did go to Spain? Where the hell did he go?
That was the
one
one
of
of
Tums'
Tums'
calls.
No, he's gone.
Oh,
He's
He's
gone.
one of
Alright,
my
cool.
guys right there.
That was one of Tums'
Wilfred
calls.
Boney.
He's one of the
truth.
nastiest.
Bonnie Wilfried.
One of the
Boy,
nastiest
yeah.
PES
No,
players in Master League.
if anyone.
got all the
That's what
skills.
influenced you,
Got
bro.
all the skills.
Yeah.
Jacked as hell.
I was always wondering, like, why are you gassing this dude? He's short, he's strong. That's about it, and he's got a shot.
No, really, you should have saw him.
Dude, he's 6 foot, like
Had a-
I watched
400
him at
pounds.
Swansea do work.
No,
I
no.
watched him at Swansea.
EPL.
Yo,
do work.
if Bonnie,
He
if someone
struggled.
picks, if Bonnie is picked up by any team, you know that team, that team owner is a fraud. like why are you picking up Bonnie right now? And then the last one,
Nah, though, at Vitesse, he was a problem at Vitesse, man.
Great.
I saw him
Small
early.
stage.
That's why. I saw him
All right.
early.
so 0.5 less than Gabby is his teammate, Charlie Austin.
Shouldn't even be on this list, bro. Chuck Austin always hurt.
Well, you never
struggling.
know.
That boy's clinical.
He's the type. I said it
When
last
he
year.
plays.
After that game, I think against Arsenal, we saw Shane Long go in, or he started the game, and I was like, "Get him out of there! Just put Charlie Austin in." Charlie Austin goes on a run like no other. It's like 5 games or something. It was something ridiculous. We got like
Yeah, you
like
said that
6
after
goals.
those first.
No,
two
I didn't.
games.
I said it. No.
There's a long lost
No.
PFC argument right
No,
here.
I said that right when that Arsenal
Right
because
when
I
he
remember
scored.
because I remember Shane Long.
His hat trick.
No. I said that.
Yeah.
No, I said it before it.
100%.
I said. I
Dude,
swear to God.
We were battling about this last year.
Hey, you know what's funny, guys? We have recordings of this.
Yeah,
You guys
we can
just
look it
need to
up.
Take the time and go
Are you
back
gonna
and
look it
listen.
up?
No, that
Really?
takes so much time.
Grace Kelly.
No, because I need to be able to keep looking at fantasy and be ahead of you all
Meanwhile,
year
you'll
again.
still bring up what I said 2 years ago. Yeah, it's just like what you said 2 years ago.
When I beat you then
When you
too.
don't even remember what you said yesterday.
Yo, Huss is over there scrapping, dude. He's scrapping.
He's scrapping, but it's all right because Arsenal's going to beat
Tom's trying to
Liverpool
get
this
some
year.
licks in.
What?
Arsenal's
I couldn't
gonna
hear
beat
you
Liverpool
because you're
this
so
year.
far down the table. I can't hear you. What?
Mayweather.
What?
Mayweather.
What? Tom? Marco? Polo? Where are you? Oh my
Surprised.
goodness!
We'll see
All
this
right.
year.
I
you
need
this
a
year.
coat. I'm
guys.
so
Hold on.
so high up this mountain. I'm
This is
cold
so
up
hot,
here.
bro.
Boney Wilfried should go to Newcastle.
See that I'll back up.
He
That's
should go to
dope.
Newcastle.
Take a risk. Take a risk on Bunny. He's played in the league.
As of now, it says he's still on Man City everywhere I've looked. Swansea was looking to buy him, but his wages were like $130 a week. They weren't willing to pay. They're holding up for like 17 mil.
So it was on loan at
Pep Guardiola said he wants 17 and a half. This is back in July. He wants 17
Yeah.
and a half for him. I don't think you'll get that. Oh, I guess in today's market you will, but
Probably not.
he's not worth
they
it. But
would've-
like, I mean,
yeah,
that's like
but,
10
someone
million.
would have come in for him. I mean, it's
well,
already
hey,
almost
dude,
the
he's
end.
the type of guy that flies out the last
That's
week of the
true.
transfer.
You're right.
But Newcastle, this would be a great fit for him.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Man
word, I
City's
like
got
that.
some players like that. They got Nasri, who's still around, and
Dude, the
Well,
thing
random guys
with
like that.
Nasri, man, it was interesting because obviously he hasn't had the greatest time at Man City, and his attitude is reported as not being great.
Oh shit!
But man, the words Pep had about him just made me so sad to watch this guy basically not destroy his career, but not live up to his reputation. Pep was saying this guy is brilliant. He's a magician on the ball, doesn't lose it, knows to do all the right things, but his problem is, 1, his attitude, and 2, he doesn't want to be at Man City. So it's
should
like,
have left
look,
Arsenal, man.
Here-
if he wants to stay, I'll have him at Man City, or I would have had him at Man City because it sounded like, the deal the decision had already been made to get rid of him. But he was like, if he had wanted to stay, we would have kept him. He tried to actually keep him last year, and Nasri opted to go out on loan like a
to
maniac.
Sevilla.
Pep Guardiola wants to manage you, wants to keep you. I understand you're not happy with Man
He's
City.
not going to get the starting role. That's what it is.
But even still, man, the fact that Pep has these words to say about you, he could have somehow maybe forced out David Silva in some of the games. Not every game. He
The
would
guy's
have.
ego, man.
But
Nasri's ego is
that's what I'm
huge.
saying. It's so sad, man, because this guy could have worked under Pep. He could have became a magician. Those games when De Bruyne was hurt, he could have come in and worked next to Silva. Like,
Yeah, he's
it's
a
so
guy
frustrating,
who's
man.
a shoulda, coulda, woulda type of career.
Absolutely, man.
There's
Sad.
reports that he's linked with a Turkish side Antalyaspor. You guys know that club?
No.
It's tough to pronounce. If you see the name, you know it. I butchered it. Sorry, everybody. But apparently he's already sold off his $6 million mansion in England. So it looks like he's not sticking around in Man City. And there was an article by The Guardian saying how he's 30 years old now, Nasri. It says the title of the article is how Samir Nasri went from being the new Zidane to an outcast. You know, so it just shows you how highly this guy was rated.
The red card he got in Champions League
last
year
weird,
against
dude.
Leicester City.
That was so weird.
Headbutting with
So
VAR
random.
going.
Yeah, his mentality.
Then he
sucks.
wouldn't leave the field, and they're losing. And the teammates were like, "Get off the field. We're losing. Go, leave." And then finally he had to run off.
As an outside perspective, man, I hated this guy. I hated the way he celebrated goals. He was Arsenal, so I hated him. Then he was City, I hated him.
Bro, I loved him at Marseille. Then he came to Arsenal. One of those guys who you see early and you're like, yes, please get this guy. He ends up on your team. I was so happy. He started balling for Arsenal.
He did.
And then the way he left was just like, it was Judas type stuff.
You know how old he was when he was
Agreed.
at Arsenal?
It's 23.
He was like 21, 22.
He was so nice.
Dude, he was nice, man.
crazy.
He was next generation
But
coming through.
You
Just
know what
choke.
though? Newcastle again. If they go in for Boney and Nasri, that could be good. I mean,
I don't
He's
think
done
he
with
wants. I
England.
don't think he wants England. Yeah,
I think he's
I
done.
think he's done with.
that's
England.
true. But I mean,
All right.
if Newcastle could find a way to do that, I mean, that's
Sign.
what Brighton did with Glenn Murray. He was with Crystal Palace and then with Bournemouth. He went over there, and Brighton actually got promoted because Glenn Murray had a year and a half.
Glenn Murray.
Yeah, a year last
Murray?
year in the championship.
Cool. All right, guys. So there you have it. This is our PFC little fantasy pre-season start kind of heads up. Get your homework done. If you have questions, always feel free to throw us a message of some sort. Yeah, you can do it in a second. Please keep supporting the show, guys. Check out our Facebook. Lots of things coming. We got an app under works as well, so we're going to make some things happen next couple of months or so. We appreciate the support. The numbers are looking fantastic. As always, thanks for telling your mama. And Al has a little bit of message for you guys before we bow
Sign up
out.
for our fantasy.
Yes, fantasy. Good call. Sign up.
Fantasy,
Might as well, right? It's a fantasy app.
Yeah, everybody, sign up for the fantasy. Get in there. Get the group going. We're looking to have relegation next year, hopefully, with bigger groups, 2 leagues. But without further ado, we get the reads for the week. Hey, everybody. How you doing? This episode of the Podcast FC Show is brought to you by CLNS Media. CLNS Media is a Boston-based online radio and digital media network, which features a full 7-day-a-week, say that right, broadcast schedule with numerous personalities and celebrities from across the worlds of current events, entertainment, technology, and sports. Additionally, CLNS employs both full and part-time journalists, commentators, producers from around the world. They also feature live on-scene reporters at local sporting events, such as the Boston Bruins, the Red Sox, the New England Patriots, the Celtics, and your New England Revolution! Best team in America. As CLNS Radio relaunches as CLNS Media this summer, they are hiring at their network. So if you're in both audiovisual productions, graphic design, staff writing, social media, and broadcast journalism, they take on all comers on Hussey.
I know.
with all forms of educational experience, both in and out of the field. So if you have no experience in journalism or sports, or you always wanted to, here's your chance. You contact them. If you want to get into it,
Just
do it.
Some experience.
yeah, if you have some experience, but if you
Just
don't,
do
this
it.
is the place where you go. So if you have an interest in sports journalism, sports, or journalism in general, go to clnsradio.com for more information. Or if you're just a sports fanatic, you're out of your mind, can't get enough, looking for quality radio, you can download the CLNS Media app for your iPhone or Android for free. That's CLNS Media. Check it out one more time. CLNS Media.
Nice
Thank you,
cheer.
guys. That was a nice
Thank
read
you.
out.
Passed out. Go on, Lacazette.